both for going to Mars, understanding how much fuel do you need to go to Mars, how do you measure it, those kinds of things, and also for us on Earth. Everything that involves flowing through a pipe, we are doing our best, but we don't know everything. We know a lot about the main part of the flow, we don't understand what happens at the walls. Really small forces. You see these forces actually every day, whether it's rain on a car, whether it's spread out or curled up like a ball if it's a really clean car. Looking in your glass of milk or water or whatever else you have in your glass, you see those liquid molecules climbing up the side of the glass, just with that very little edge, just right there. And it's because those liquid molecules want to be together, but they also like the glass. And so it's that's those forces, which are very, very, very small compared to gravity, that we don't get to understand, because here on Earth we know what liquids are going to do. Wherever gravity is, that is where they're going to go, down. And so up in space we get to see what do they really want to do. Next. Combustion, same thing, where without much gravity, it slows down the combustion process. Measurements that we have to take in less than a second to determine the slope of a line, we can take over 30 or 40 seconds up in space. And so we're able to understand more about how combustion happens, how pollution happens, how soot is produced. All those kinds of questions are able to be looked at differently up there, and it gives us more possibilities for our research down here on the ground for understanding our use of fuel on the planet. Next. Crystal growth. Richard, actually, I think is going to, are you going to talk about crystal growth? Yep. And so I'll just say that on the left is what I call the ugly Earth crystal. In the middle there, or on the right, is the beautiful space crystal. Because of the lack of gravity, we have the possibility to form more perfect crystals and to build materials in a more perfect way, which can help us down on the ground to understand materials, like protein crystals for designing drugs to cure diseases, like semiconductor chips. Everything you want to be a crystal, you need to understand the structure. Those are the kinds of things we can do in a different way up there. Gives us more possibilities down here. Next. Plants, growing plants for Mars. We don't have a lot of spare power or spare water or good dirt. Well, there's places where at least one of those things is true, where they need to grow food down here on Earth, but also for our way to Mars. Next. A lot of human experiments. Next. The one I like to just point out, because it's such an important thing, is osteoporosis. Up in space, we are really exciting lab rats, okay? Because we lose bone 10 times faster than a woman who is 70 years old who has osteoporosis. What she loses in bone in a year happens to me in 1 month, if I don't do anything. But the great news is, and I can only share my own data, is that I actually came back to Earth with the same amount of bone that I left with. It's probably not the same, and I will be a lab rat for NASA for my whole life. Every year I go and visit, and every time any one of us has something taken out, everybody wants to see it. But because those things happen so fast, and because we tend to have later medical histories than your average 70-year-old woman with osteoporosis, and not taking as many medications maybe to keep us together, we make really, really good data points to understand this really, really important disease. Next. It's quite a family up there. I love it that there's so many of us get to go on the space shuttle. We brought a number of different kinds of people, and all of us bring different ideas and different passions to this business, to this place, which is as Ron says, well, this is the International Space Station, but down here on Earth we are Spaceship Earth. Next. I myself am a musician, and not an amazing one, but an enthusiastic one. I brought flutes for the Chieftains, an Irish band. And next. And I've been having a little video problem, so you'll have to check this out on the web for yourself. If you look up Space Duet, I brought Ian Anderson of Checker Pulse flute up for them. And we did a little duet between Earth and space. And I can tell you exactly when and where it first was done. And that is because I was in space 4 years ago, tomorrow, today too, but tomorrow he wanted to be able to take certain pictures of the Earth, and he wanted them to be organized in a way he could do it really efficiently. And when I was taking pictures of the Earth before that program, I ended up having to basically, okay, so let's see, it's going to be Long Island on the right, and this is on the left, and then I'm going to be upside down, which way to switch. And this program makes it possible for all of us to take the pictures that we need of our Earth. Next. Next. See, it's true. Italy, indeed, shaped like a beak. And they are working on the Space Apps Challenge right now. Hello, Italy? Next. And hopefully you are in this picture. Long Island, Cape Cod, Boston, Hudson River. Beautiful Earth. Next. So just a little bit about landing, and then we'll take a couple questions and go on to the next presentation. We're trying to get back on schedule. In this capsule, about the size of a small smart car, we land in a parachute. Next. Looks bad, but actually that is science and engineering at work. There are thrusters that fire right before we hit the ground, because we're like falling, even in a parachute. Pretty fast. And then supposedly they call them soft landing jets. None of us will agree that that's a good name for them. But it's softer than it would have been landing jets. People ask me how the landing was, I say solvent. Science and engineering at work again. You can see that part of the spacecraft has burned up. It was supposed to. A certain amount of it, we know how much to put on there. And if you look at the helicopters are there, they knew where to go. Science and math at their best. We've worked out a lot of the details, and it happens pretty nicely these days. And at the same time, it's very complicated, as are most of the things that all of us in this room do, and certainly the things we do at NASA. And that's why we need you here at Space Apps Challenge to make our life easier and to take the good work that we do and take it further. Next. Next. Thank you for satellite phones, for letting me speak to my family. Actually, every day on the space station using an internet protocol phone, and then just a few minutes after landing in Kazakhstan. Next. Okay. This is one of my last pictures, and I show you this picture of myself, my crew. That includes Scott Kelly, my commander, who's now up in space again, his twin brother Mark, and Mark's crew, who was on the space shuttle, President Obama. When I was the age of all the people doing the hackathon here, of the younger ones, nobody knew I was going to be in a picture like this. And we don't know who are going to be the ones to wear the suits of the future, who are going to be the ones to pave the paths of the future. I guarantee you some of them, and many of them probably, are here today. So realize that we don't know what pictures will be composed like this in the future, but we have to have the tools that we need to be ready to be part of those teams. Next. Got a lot of really cool things to do at NASA. We can't wait to do them, but the younger people, some of them who are here, and some of whom I hope you'll reach out to, all of you hackers. When you go home, I hope you will share this hackathon everywhere, because especially the younger people, we need. I would say the kids, younger, but even, 13, 11, 12, all those ages. Next. So we've got places to go in our space program, and we appreciate all your help here at the Space Apps Challenge in helping us to get there, and get there in a way that humans want to go. Thank you.